So the guy who directed Trainspotting, 28 Days Later, and Slumdog Millionaire is now directing a movie about Steve Jobs. Alright, I'll take it. So Steve Jobs, directed by Danny Boyle, written by Aaron Sorkin, and starring Michael Fassbender as Steve Jobs. Now, while this movie is a biopic of sorts and is pretty much a prime candidate in the Oscar race, there's still hope that, it wasn't going to be like every other biopic. It was going to offer something a little new, a little fresh. You have Aaron Sorkin writing it, so the writing's going to be good, right? The setup of the movie itself is interesting and unique. Basically, it's filmed in 3 sections, each taking place at a very pivotal product launch that Jobs is doing. And while it's an interesting structure, it does kind of fall into some issues along the way. They throw in some flashbacks, which kind of throw everything off a little bit. Having 3 separate sections be their own thing is a very interesting idea, but when you kind of try to put too much in it, like flashbacks, it kind of threw it off for me, kind of took me out of the movie a little bit. And it's a shame because the flashbacks are interesting, so then it kind of makes you think, oh, well then maybe they shouldn't have filmed it in that structure. They maybe should have done it a different way. So that was a big issue I had. Another issue, again, the writing itself is just not up to par with what we're used to from Aaron Sorkin. I felt like something was missing a little bit. I don't know entirely what, but a lot of the lines lacked a little spark. And hey, Aaron Sorkin's fantastic. Totally not saying he's not. He's one of the best screenwriters out there. Just something wasn't there. I'm not quite sure why, but I think a lot of it had to do with the writing, and maybe some of it did have to do with the delivery of the actors. So while the writing and the pacing are a little in this movie, I do have to say, all the acting is fantastic. Especially Michael Fassbender as Steve Jobs. Now, I feel like Fassbender only really looks like Steve Jobs in the last section of the movie, but even for the rest of it, you really do feel like he is fully in that character. And even though, Fassbender's a very recognizable face, he was really, kind of losing himself in it. I kept forgetting that I was watching Michael Fassbender. This kind of rude, a little self-righteous visionary, and Fassbender pulled it off beautifully. While the other acting is great too. There's Kate Winslet, who plays his head of marketing, I believe. But basically, she's the one who keeps him in his place throughout the entire movie, and is the one who's always by his side. But they had a lot of good chemistry, and their scenes together were very compelling as well. But in the end, guys, with all the kind of issues it had going on, I liked the direction it was going in, but it didn't really pull through for me. Honestly, I was a little disappointed that it didn't live up to Aaron Sorkin's past writing. And also, you can't really tell that this is a movie directed by Danny Boyle. He does a great job directing it, and maybe that's a good thing that it's not obvious that, it's his style. But maybe the pairing of the two was something that didn't really, work either. I don't know. I don't know what made it not a great movie. But I think most of the things I mentioned are key points as to why it's not as great as it could be. So for all those reasons, I'm going to give Steve Jobs a meh and a half. But have you guys seen the movie? Let me know what you think about it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. But really, I want to know if it's just me or if other people felt that this movie fell short a little bit. Yeah, please let me know. Well, guys, that's it for me. I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you soon. Toodles!